You ready to do buttonholes? Let's do it. It is so much fun and so easy. You're going to wonder why you were ever scared of them before, right? So this is your buttonhole foot, and it's a kind of an awkward looking little contraption, but I promise it's going to be your best friend, because as we move this back and forth here, we have the ability to take any size button and place it right in between. Right there. We have to kind of finagle with it just a little bit to get it nice and taut, okay? And that's going to measure the size buttonhole that we need. Now, if this wants to pop out, it's totally okay. You don't have to have it on the whole time. You can see that mine's a little bit thicker, so it just kind of wants to come out, and that's completely fine. It totally can do that because I now have the button in the right position. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. But that's what's measuring. Actually, well, what's going to measure is that we're going to measure here, and this length, I should say, is the same as this one right here. So I'm just going to pull that out for now that I have my button measured. And take a look at that. We recognize what that is, right? That's our little clamp that we're going to put underneath the foot. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do buttonholes. Really quite easy. One of the things I recommend is putting a layer of stabilizer underneath, whether it's a cutaway or a tearaway, depending on if you're going to see the back. You might want to use a tearaway. If you're not going to see the back, you could certainly use a cutaway stabilizer. Okay, and that just helps, again, to stabilize that fabric. And oftentimes I get asked about, how do you know where to place the buttonhole foot according to where you want the buttonhole to be? So here's my suggestion. Let's say I want it right here on the horizontal and right here on the vertical. I want my buttonhole to essentially be right around here. And so what I'll do is I will mark my fabric with these crosshairs, right? One horizontal, one vertical. And obviously I wouldn't be using a Sharpie marker for that. I would be using something that would wash away. But the reason why I want to do that is because I need to center my buttonhole foot over top of this. And one other thing to also mention is, remember that when this buttonhole stitches out, it's actually going to start from the bottom and go backwards. Okay, so it will start here and go back. So if you're thinking, I want the buttonhole here, and you start here, you're going to be disappointed because that's not where it's going to go, right? So we want to start at the bottom, and it's going to go back on top of itself. Now there's this little window right here, and that's going to help us to be able to center this, center my crosshairs underneath the needle. All right, so let's go ahead and bring it over. And I'm just going to kind of play around with this positioning through the hole. All right, so just do a little maneuvering here. So let's take a look. There's a little icon on here that's important to note, and that is we are going to be engaging the buttonhole lever. So where exactly is that lever? Well, it's on the left-hand side of your machine. Let's take a look. All right, so as we know, there are actually two levers back here. One we're already familiar with because this is the needle threading lever, but that's not the one we want. We want to go back for a little bit further behind, and it's the one right here. We're going to pull this little buttonhole lever down and have it resting up behind the little piece that sticks out, because this is what's measuring the button from behind. So it's going to stop here. It's going to go backwards to there. So make sure that this little guy is behind, not in front, because that could be really an easy mistake to make. We want it actually to sit behind. So with the buttonhole lever in place and engaged, now I'm ready to start sewing. But I'm actually going to do one more thing. I'm going to unplug my foot control and just simply use the start-stop button to do this. Okay, it's going to automatically stop on its own. I'll take my scissors to cut it, and let's take a look at the magic. Ta-da! There we go. Can you believe how easy it was to get a buttonhole? It was so simple, all in one step. Now it's time to open it up. So all you have to do is grab your seam ripper and start at the bottom, and very carefully just continue to cut all the way through. Now, one bit of advice is if you are nervous about cutting all the way through, you could place a little straight pin right there to help prevent it from going any further. But if you're slow and steady, it shouldn't be a problem. And now you have the perfect buttonhole.